I mean, going to the bathroom to go check on him. I don't know if I went into the bathroom and took my pad off or what. Okay, so like I'm saying, I don't know if I went in the bathroom and I took my pad off or what, but it just wasn't making sense to me because I'm like, I would never go to the bathroom, take my pad off, and not put another one on just to sit and bleed out in the club. Like, it just wasn't making sense. I feel like as time go by, more stuff is going to keep coming back to me. I'm praying. And when you're praying, it's a process. So I'm praying for like my memory to come back, for me to have recollection of everything that transpired.
One of my subscribers recently sent me a disturbing yet eye-opening video that serves as a chilling reminder of how quickly a night of fun can turn into a nightmare. It's the story of a mother who was invited out to a club by an older man she had considered a longtime friend. Despite feeling uneasy and sensing something wasn't quite right, she ignored her gut and decided to go anyway. From the moment she arrived, the vibes were off. Something in the atmosphere felt strange, almost like everyone else knew what was going on except her. Tragically, the same friend who encouraged her to come out that night turned out to be the mastermind behind a sex trafficking ring. He drugged her and attempted to force her into trafficking, betraying her in the worst possible way. She was eventually rushed to the hospital, where she began to physically recover. But emotionally, she was left with fragmented memories and trauma that still resurfaces in flashes. Her story is a painful but powerful cautionary tale. Never ignore your intuition. That gut feeling you get when something feels off, it's there to protect you. This could happen to anyone. Trafficking doesn't always look like strangers in dark alleyways. It often starts with someone you know. Let this be a reminder to always stay alert, trust your instincts, and protect your peace at all costs. Now let's take a moment to hear her story in her own words.
Okay, so my friend, the man, he's in his late 50s or whatever. He called me and he was like, hey, I'm hungry. I ain't ate nothing. But I'm thinking about going across the street to the little club, Azure, or whatever. And he was like, I think Lexi gonna be there in that house. Lexi is a girl that lives in the neighborhood with us. He lives in my neighborhood and Lexi lives in the neighborhood as well. Well, he said that Lexi was gonna be at work and Lexi fucked with him and shit like that. So she, I guess, could offer some discounts on the food and the drinks. So at first, his spirit just kept guarding me because I was like, man, my hair hurt. I don't feel like going nowhere. I just kept telling him, like. So I ended up giving in and I said, you know what, fuck it. Let me just go catch a little vibe or whatever. Go eat, catch a little vibe. So we ended up getting dressed. And we went. So when we get there, we go to the section or whatever. We see the girl Lexi. So as we in there, we're just talking. The time going by, he talking. He telling me everybody that he know in the club, what position they work, and all of that. So I'm like, okay. So the shots and stuff are being brought out to the table, right? So this man is not getting up, going to the bar to go get no drinks and not doing none of that. So I can actually see that nobody is dropping anything as far as where I'm sitting at. Nobody's dropping nothing in my drinks, okay? So as time go by and we're just sitting in there, I'm noticing that a group. So after that, y'all, I'm sorry, it's gonna sound a little choppy because I keep coughing, having to blow my nose and stuff. So he ended up happening. So I started, as we sitting down, I started reading the room. So I'm looking around and shit. And I see that it's a group of women sitting in front of us. And they just kept fucking looking over there at us, like staring at us. So in my mind, because he's telling me how this his spot, everybody he know in there, how he a regular or whatever. I'm thinking in my mind, for me being out with a man and them seeing a new face, they looking at him like out with a man and them seeing a new face, they looking at him like, damn, bro, you got you another one. Oh, he back in here again. He got him another girl. So I'm like, there must be some yellow girls you done had dealings with, whatever. And he like, no. I said, he was always, you think that? And I'm like, because they just keep looking at me, staring at me. So I thought thought something of it, of course, but I didn't think too deep into it because you know how it be in a club. A girl may see you with somebody they used to have dealings with, and they gonna look at you, or they just gonna look at you anyway. That's just how women are in a club. Why, I don't know. So I brushed that off. So boom, we still vibing out, shit like that. So I'm the one that's ordering all the drinks from the waiter, from our waiter. I'm the one that's ordering all the drinks for us, for both of us. So at some point, a drink ended up coming to the table that was not a drink that neither one of us ordered. So I'm like, I asked the waiter out top, who's this drink to our table? And that's rude, because y'all see him right here with a whole man. And y'all order me. So I'm asking her, like, who sent me this drink? It was kind of weird because clearly I know I didn't order it, and I know he didn't order it. But I'm like, who would do that? If they see a male and a female out, people normally assume that they're together or got something going on. So who would do that? So she didn't tell me. The waiter didn't tell me who sent the drink or whatever. So she like, I'm thinking in my head, okay, maybe they just didn't want me to know who they are, or they don't want him to know. So we move on from there. Okay, so after a while, I'm in the room again. I see more people just keep staring at me. So I'm like, I ain't that drunk now. Like, why the fuck everybody keep looking at me now? I'm asking him this again. I'm like, why the fuck everybody keep looking at me? He like, I don't know, baby. Maybe they like what they see. Maybe they like what they see. Maybe they want you or something. I'm finna give him a So then they started talking about the after hour or whatever and asked me, did I want to go? And then first in my mind, I'm thinking, nah, I ain't gonna go, but a month ago, I just had a baby or whatever. I'm like, fuck it, I'm already outside, so I know that I'm not really like a club person or whatever, so let me just go ahead and just enjoy my little break while I can, since I'm already outside. So I ended up driving to the next club, which was a club that was probably about 10 minutes away from where we was already at. So by this time, we at club 952. So we get there, and of course, some people from the first club we was just at are supposed to be meeting us over here at the next club. So we get there, we sit in the car for a minute, but then we here to just start having drinks and wait on everybody else, I guess. So when we get in there, I'm leading the way. We go straight to the bar. When we go to the bar, we sit down or whatever. So when we get there, we go sit at the bar. We sat at the bar. I ordered a drink, and then he ordered another drink. So at this time, it's like 2 shots or 2 drinks. 1 shot still sitting there because I'm drinking on one of them. So shortly after, he tell me, he like, I'm getting ready to go to the bathroom. I'll be back. So he ended up leaving, and I don't know how long it took. This is where the story started to take a turn. I don't know how long he was gone, but at some point I sat there and I realized that he never came back. So I had the intentions of getting up and going to the bathroom to go check on him, because that's where I last remember him telling me that he was going, but he never came back. Mind you, he's a little older, so I'm like, I'm thinking somebody, y'all. I got up from the bar with the intentions to go to the bathroom to go check on him. Now this is where the story started to get funny, because I remember me getting up from the bar and walking like towards the bathroom, but I don't remember going in the bathroom. I don't remember seeing the bathroom door. I don't remember seeing him. All I remember is me getting up and me walking towards the bathroom. That's literally it. So memory went out, boom. So at this point, I kind of feel like, okay, something wrong with me. And I know I'm not too drunk. For one, I just drove over here to this next club, got us here safe, and I'm knowing I'm not that drunk. We didn't even sit there to get drunk for real at the first club. So, I don't remember anything as far as what I did when I went to the bathroom, if I made it to the bathroom, what I did. Okay, so I'm guessing the reason why I was outside was because, or making my way outside, was because I didn't see him anywhere inside the club. I couldn't find him. So I end up outside, from what I remember, walking. And all I can remember is a bus stop, me being at a bus stop. That's all I can remember. And then, boom, I went out again. So that's it for the night. For me, that's it. For what I remember. Okay? So, once I end up waking up, later on, hours later, because from the story that I have from my sister and my mom, is that I got home. Well, they picked me up. I called my sister around 4 o'clock. And I was trying to talk, and they could tell that I was real intoxicated, like, well, fucked up. And they said, so according to my sister, I called her around 4 o'clock. And she was like, all she said was my phone shaking, like, up in the air, and I wasn't looking at the camera, so she kept telling me, drop my location, drop my location. And it took me a while before they could pick up my location, because I guess I kept going in and out. So they ended up coming to where I was, and when they got there, she said she found me in some bushes at a bus stop. So I'm like, okay, you know what, I do remember being at a bus stop. So she was like, your lip was busted, whatever, you got in the car, we left. She and my kids are in my mom's house, because my mom is the one that's watching the kids. So she takes me to my mom's house. When she take me there, she noticed a car is trailing her and my brother-in-law. Okay, so they noticed that it's a car that's trailing them, that's following them. They keep following them, and no matter which way they turn and which way they go, the car's still following them. But the car is making it known, like, he don't give a fuck, that he knows that they're following him. So my sister, like, they get on the phone and they call the police. So they, like, telling the police what's going on. Long story short, they end up seeing that this vehicle lives in the neighborhood. Whoever driving this car, they live in the neighborhood as well. So they like, what the fuck going on? So when they called the police and reported, you know, that's a whole nother story. I'm not sure where it went from. I guess once they let me down, I started breathing funny. And that's what, I have asthma. So my mom was questioning me because she seen my lip was split. So she like, you got into a fight or whatever. And she like, I'm telling her no. I told her that I fell. Do I remember falling? No. Do I remember fighting anybody? No. Do I remember missing my lip? No, I don't. So, as I get ready to lay down and I have asthma, my breathing starts worsening and getting worse and worse and worse. So at this point, I can't breathe. So she ended up calling the ambulance. They came out. She ended up explaining. I told her, I think somebody put something in my drink. Somebody drugged me. So she, and the ambulance ended up grabbing their Narcan. They got the Narcan, and I had ended up going out, passing out. I stopped breathing. So they ended up shooting me with the Narcan. They had to do it like 2 times. And then after that, he seen that I was still like, my oxygen was low, so they transported me to the hospital. Once they got me to the hospital, I ended up going out again. I stopped breathing again. So they ended up shooting me with the Narcan 2 more times. So by this time, after all of that happened, I done went to sleep, I guess. And that's when I woke up at 11 o'clock. And that's when the doctor started floating in or whatever. And they kind of like asking me, do I remember how much of anything I remember, and letting me know that they found meth in my system. They asked me questions like, do you smoke? Because they put stuff in your blood sometimes. Or do you do any drugs? And I'm like, no, I don't do no drugs. I don't smoke no weed. The only thing I do is drink wine for real. I'm not even really like a liquor drinker for real. So they're like, well, ma'am, we found meth in your system. And I'm like, what? So they were like, is it a chance that you think that you could have been sexually assaulted, like raped or anything like that? I was like, I don't feel nothing. I don't feel like it, but I'm not sure. So as I get, now my child, I just had a baby a month ago, so I'm still bleeding out from having a baby. So I got my my pad on. I'm noticing that my pad is not in my clothes. Now, rewind. I did tell y'all that I was going to the club. Going to the bathroom to go check on him. I don't know if I went into the bathroom and took my pad off or what. Okay, so like I'm saying, I don't know if I went in the bathroom and I took my pad off or what, but it just wasn't making sense to me because I'm like, I would never go to the bathroom, take my pad off, and not put another one on just to sit and bleed out in the club. Like, it just wasn't making sense. So at this point, I'm thinking in my head, hell yeah, I want that rape kit because I'd rather be safe than sorry. I don't want to accuse nobody of nothing that they didn't do, but at the same time, if somebody did do something to me, they need to be held accountable for it. So, that was that for that. So he ended up, as my mom come down, because my phone dead. So at this point, I'm just itching to like get answers. So I'm like, damn, I need a phone. So my mom knew me, ended up coming down there. She brought me a charger. When she brought me the charger, coincidentally, he just so happened to end up be calling my phone. So when he called my phone and I answered, he like, yeah, Shabay, what happened last night? I don't know how I got home. I don't know what my car had. So I'm like, bitch, y'all drug me. You left me at the club for a nigga. And I hung up. So I ended up hanging up in his face. And I was like, at this point, you're calling me because you're trying to pick and see what I know or what I remember from that night, so that you can go try to cover up your tracks or whatever, because you know you lived me and you knew what the fuck was going on. You knew what you had and did. So I didn't have no more contact with him. I didn't say nothing to him. So as I'm just going back through my messages and scrolling through my phone, looking at my call log and stuff, I see that I done sent this man for a whole hour and a half straight. I sent this man nothing but text messages. Where you at? Where you at? What you doing? Where you at? I'm ready to go. You ain't ready to go. I'm ready to go home. Like, just kept texting. All right, y'all. I'm tired now. My throat hurt real bad. So I'm going to end story time right here because it's more to the story. It is more to the story. Stay tuned because I'm going to give it to y'all, but I need some time. Because I feel like as time go by, more stuff is going to keep coming back to me. I'm praying. And when you're praying, it's a process. So I'm praying for like my memory to come back, for me to have recollection of everything that transpired, because I don't know exactly which club I was at, where I was drugged at, where it took place. I'm thinking from sitting back, gathering all the details that happened at the first club, and it took a minute to wear on me. So by the time I had an extra drink at the next club, that's when it really settled in and hit me. I don't know though, y'all. And I still have so many questions, because it's like, for me to have gotten to the second club around no later than 1:30, 1:40, and for the timestamps of the text messages of me texting him at 3, and then making it home to my mom's house at 5 in the morning, and then coming to the hospital at 6, like, what was I doing in between time from the time that I went out in the club after I got up to go to the bathroom, and then to the time that I was able to contact my sister and get her to come pick me up? Like, what was I doing? What happened? What was going on? Where was I? Like, it's really crazy. But like I said, we have an investigation going on, and my memory will slowly come back, I feel like.